Hi guys, welcome. This video just was gonna haunt me until I sat down and did it. It's been like 3 weeks that I've had these particular products on my hands and I've just been meaning to sit down and do this video. It's almost like saying I was kind of wrong about something before, but my feelings have changed a little bit, but also kind of not, because this is a formula of this particular product I had not tried. Let's just explain. These L'Oreal Color Riche singles, back when I did my L'Oreal top 5, bottom 5, I had put these in the bottom 5, the little square ones that look like this. And this one I just happen to still have on hand. This is number 207, because this one I actually still somewhat liked, but there were several that I just flat out got rid of because I felt like they were kind of inconsistent. Some of them swatched good like right when I got them, and then they didn't really perform well or pick up well with a brush or apply to my eyes nice and evenly, so I put them in the bottom 5 category of that video. Not long after that, I find out about these in a PR package from L'Oreal. They've made them in a matte version and they're absolutely phenomenal. Like, these are fantastic matte basic eyeshadows here. And it kind of made me want to eat my words a little bit from the other video, or at the very least clarify the fact that there are some apparently good shadows in this line. I don't know when they came out with mattes. I don't know how new these are exactly, but we're talking like about $5 a pop on these, and they're really, really good. And no, L'Oreal didn't like con me into saying anything like this or anything like that. If I didn't like these, you know, I'd let you know somewhere along the line that I didn't like these either. But if you're browsing the selection in the stores, you see the shimmers. I still think the shimmers are a little bit in the hit and miss bracket, but the mattes that I've tried are knocking it out of the park, doing things staying power wise, just adhering to the skin in ways I haven't seen since like the Balm's In-Stain blushes. And that was quite a few years ago that I reviewed those. Okay, it does say in the info, new for 2017, L'Oreal introduces matte finishes to the popular collection. So I've got them swatched on my hand here, so I'll pop those up and just take you through the names of each one. You've got 2 light shades in this mix, and one is a little more pinky, one is more buttery, a little bit more yellow in it. So the pinky one is called Mix and Matte, and then the buttery one is called Matte Chill. Very creamy, nice mattes. They go on with full color. They just feel ultra smooth to the touch, and I seem to get the same result every time I use them. So I think they're consistent, nice shades. Next color would be like the shade I would instinctively put in my crease to start a look, and it's called Matte It Up. So kind of a transition-y shade, soft, warm brown, really gets the job done nicely. Just the perfect kind of color to maybe blend out the edge of a deeper shade, or like I said, just start your look and get things going in the crease with a color like that. And then the 2 biggest showstoppers of the whole bunch are these deepest 2, and one is a really absolutely awesome rust shade. If you have skipped over maybe a lot of more expensive palettes that have had this shade in it, but it's still been kind of calling your name, just get this single. It's called Acro-Matte, and it is so good. I mean, we're talking extreme pigmentation here, very, very smooth, applies so easily. And did I mention, if fallout really annoys you or you struggle with that, or it really like kind of hinders your ability to get a good eye look, very, very minimal, if any, fallout comes from these shades. It's something about the formula. It's about as creamy as any powder eyeshadow I've seen. Really good stuff. And then the darkest shade is called Matte-ison Avenue. And at a glance, you might think, oh, that's just dark brown, but I swear there is a little bit of like a burgundy plum thing happening here, because I see it not so much in the fully opaque swatch, but as it shears out just a little bit in application. These 2 colors together, if you love the thought of that rusty, really dark kind of burnt peach shade mixing in with a little bit of dark burgundy plum, these 2 together are so pretty, and I'm working that look on my eyes today. This shade I feel like is pretty important too, because it's a very good all-purpose crease color, and I'm not trying to take anything away from the lightest shades because they are a consistently good formula like those deeper ones are. I think it's a little more likely that you might have these shades floating around your collection, but they're still really good. But now that we've used these swatches, we've seen these swatches on my hand, I'm gonna rub over them. Just rub over them. And stuff's happening there with the lighter shades. But these darker shades, and yes, I am putting pressure right there on them, like they are hanging in there. They're practically staining. And I think that is so so cool because these applied evenly. They weren't dry. They weren't giving me copious amounts of fallout or like any fallout at all. And sometimes we think like if it's gonna be a pigmented shadow, it's gonna do that. Well, I guess what these prove to me is that they don't have to be that way and they can still hang on for dear life in a swatch on your arm. And I mean, it's just so cool. That's the darkest two shades that are really performing like that. So again, my point here, I still find the shimmers in this line to be kind of hit and miss, kind of like maybe good when you first get them home and start swatching them, but then I struggle sometimes picking them up with a brush, but I've seen nothing but consistency and greatness out of these matte shades. And so I just wanted to tell you about that. And I do want to show you how I got the looks so you can see an application happening here. So the first thing I did, actually, I applied some Milani eyeshadow primer. Of course, I love that stuff. And then I went straight to the crease with my middle shade called Matte It Up and just used my E25 brush, worked that color in there. It's nice to put on right away, or it's nice to kind of use in blending, kind of overlapping a darker color. Then I chose to use the more buttery of the two light cream shades, and I worked that in as my highlight under my brow. Then bring on the rest. This is again called Acro-Matte, and I patted that all over the lid. I also worked it up into my crease a little bit, and sometimes it's fun to use a combination of different brushes. Patting it on, you get one look. Bringing in a fluffier brush like the E25 or something can give you yet another look with these shades. And I used Madison Avenue, the darkest color in this lineup, patting that on the outer part of my lid as well, loving seeing the way that overlaps with the rust color. And then, you know, using my small brush, working that color up into the outer corner, shaping the look really with that shade, I think is so beautiful. I also used the more slightly pink toned light shade called Mix and Matte, and I put that in on the inner part of my eye just for some brightness there, just the innermost corner. And then with a pencil brush, I went along the lower lash line using my Rusty shade, and then I layered on with a smudge brush a little bit of my darkest color, and I've got this nice smudged out, you know, warm but still kind of defined lower lash line. And I just finished off that look using a white, like kind of brightening liner in my lower inner rim, that ultimate brow highlight from Wet n Wild there, and then just a matte black liquid liner across the upper lash line, some false lashes, and boom. And oh, what about this lip? This is one of the L'Oreal Pro Matte liquid lipsticks in Shakedown. But anyway, guys, I'm super impressed. I really wanted to share. Maybe you only need like one or two of the colors, but I assure you those two deepest shades are just in it for the long haul. I love the staying power. I love the application. Really, really great formula. So thank you guys for your time today. I really appreciate it, and I will see you again very soon. Bye.